Future-Proof is sponsored by Concordia Dental Healthcare, expert care you can trust.
Hello and welcome to Future-Proof, the business television programme that looks at inspiring businesses, business owners, employees and indeed students to future-proof, to think about future-proofing. And my name's Sarah Hopwood and my subject is emotional intelligence, and it's a big subject out in the business world as people are already bringing artificial intelligence, machine learning into their businesses, but they're also planning strategically ahead around future-proofing. Politically, our country is very unstable, I would say. I'm filming at a time when we're very, very unsure about where we stand in the world. And emotional intelligent thinking, emotionally intelligent leadership, I think can play a very, very large role in helping people to feel stable in an unstable environment. And that's the nature of what I have always advocated, is the power of emotional intelligence. In this week's programme, I want to actually refer to a case study where emotionally intelligent teaching has helped and empowered the workforce. So I'll be talking about a different scenario. We'll be looking at different elements of emotional intelligence, and on the back of having Jenny in the studio last time, I really do feel that I want to touch on mindfulness as well, which to me is all part of emotional intelligence, and it's just another element of enabling us to stabilise. I used to say that before I understood the power of emotional intelligence, I was bouncing off of walls. I was happy one day and sad the next day, and quite kind of volatile, if you like, and reactive, always reactive. And I'm not one of these that says we shouldn't be able to react. Every business needs to react, but obviously we need to be proactive as well. And I'm hoping that these series of programs just help everybody feel more sure-footed about the future, and also to just help sort of proactive thinking and behaviour, not just for themselves but for colleagues, empowering teams and leaders and indeed people on the shop floor. So you're protecting your future moving forward, and protecting the business and helping you to think and be light on your feet. So what is the case study? Well, the case study that I've chosen, and obviously no names mentioned at all, but it's in part or in whole, it will relate to you and your business, whether you are a startup, a micro business, or whether you're a long-standing, steady sort of small business, or whether indeed you're looking for large growth and change moving forward in an uncertain world. And I often think of the car scenario, and I'll never forget driving to an event a couple of years ago, and I had not long had a cataract operation, and at the time I was hearing a lot of people talk about how important it is to be slow and steady and considered, and I actually turned a corner, and on the corner there was a car on the wrong side of the road, and because of my cataract, and I was driving actually in the morning, the sun was just breaking, so I didn't see clearly what was going on till the last minute, and I'm utterly delighted that I was able to drive myself out of danger. In other words, I hit the accelerator and I moved to get out the way, and thank goodness there was a lay-by where I swerved. And I don't wish to be melodramatic, and I don't think I am being melodramatic when I say that being able to manoeuvre quickly actually saved my life. So sometimes we have to hit the throttle and move quickly to get out of danger or to avoid loss. So often in business we're talking about what happens if I do this, and we should do this because, and we should do that because, and this and that. And I just love sometimes to say, well, hang on a second, what happens if we don't do this? What happens if we don't do that? What could we lose? And emotionally intelligent thinking can really, really help us in that. And I use that with the business that I'm going to talk about now. So it was a very, very big international business, and very niche and had been niche for many years, holding their growth and holding their position in an international marketplace for a long period of time. They were the people to go to, and I'm not saying they're not now. But what was happening, of course, and if you think of Blue Ocean Strategy, if you don't know the book, go and buy it, is that people start to notice those who are out on their own and doing well. And they become curious, particularly if you're a nation that's looking for rapid growth. So you probably even have people, or they set people out there, and these could well be computers, by the way, looking for metadata and looking at activity on the web to find out where all that growth and change is going on. But if not, researchers, whatever their way, but looking at where is there a lot of noise, where is somebody doing well. And this particular nation spotted this blue ocean, if you like, area where this company was doing incredibly well, and they were kind of sitting on their own. And so this other country made it their clear objective to try and eat into this world that certainly on the surface was appearing that it was standing in total isolation and doing incredibly well. They were really, really dominating their market. So for this business that was being challenged, they then had to review all of their processes. They had to suddenly realise that they had to think very, very smartly and think on their feet. So in other words, it's a bit like driving around the corner and then seeing somebody else on your side of the road coming towards you. And so they had to as a board, look at what areas they were going to create some change. And that was when I was brought in. So they needed to move some major players within their business in their thinking so that they could influence all their teamwork, influence the departments, and create a huge change of operating so that they could speed up. Because the problem was time and speed, because their competitors were coming in very, very quickly. They were piggybacking some of their stuff, they were duplicating it, or they were mirror and matching it. And so they were hitting the road running. So the company that I was working with realised that speed was of the essence. And so looking at how to navigate, drive and negotiate change was key to that strategy. So I came in, we had a board meeting, we talked about strategically from their point of view, operationally, what the best plan was moving forward, and then we had to change the mindset of the board and then the teams, and that's where emotionally intelligent thinking came into it. But there was a problem. And often there is a problem somewhere in a business, and usually it is somebody who's been there for many years. They are highly valuable. They hold a lot of weight amongst the colleagues. They're highly influential, and also they are struggling with the change process. And there could be many reasons for it. I have seen it where people actually don't want the disruption because they're quite near to retirement. So they're half thinking, actually, can you wait till I'm out the way before you bring this in? They don't want to be part of the journey. I would say these people are few in number. The case in this particular number was the department that this person represented was the nucleus of what the business was about. It was the innovation, it was the creative thinking, it was the construction of ideas, and crucially it was the testing. And for them it was just too vulnerable to go into the change area that was being suggested. And I'm not saying they didn't try, but it was a massive problem, and to this day I'm not sure where they ended up, because as we tried to work through the problem, this person really struggled to find a way forward. And so in the second half I'm going to talk about what happened within just an overview of what happened within that structure of the boardroom, of the colleagues, the way that his peers were reacting, but more importantly the messaging that was happening within the business, the uncertainty and the fear that was threaded through all the staff.
EQ, emotional quotient, is better known as emotional intelligence. It is a tangible tool that can sit alongside your services or your product, and it can be taught. Leaders with high EQ have less stress, they're more effective, and they earn more money. There's a great saying, just because we have pains, it does not give us permission to be a pain. I believe that teaching emotional intelligence has a direct impact on your sense of success and your net profits. EQ will empower you and your workforce to drive the change that you want. Change brings transition. EQ can help unpack what's holding you back and speed up that period of transition.